Hello, y'all. It's Caroline with Wellbeing. Happy New Year. So, since it's the beginning of the year, I wanted to talk about tips and strategies for sticking to a whole food, plant based diet. Some of y'all might be making some change and trying to improve your diet, hopefully. Uh, so, I just want to talk about three main tips for helping you do that. The first thing is when you're making a dietary change is don't expect the path to be linear. That's not going to be straight up. In fact, I was just reading about cigarette smoking. Did y'all know that it takes a cigarette smoker up to 30 times, 30 tries to quit smoking before they actually quit, which I was very surprised to read that. I thought it was like 5 or 6 times, but it takes some people up to 30 times to actually finally quit smoking, where they make all these efforts. And that was certainly true for me when I was trying to get off sugar. I don't, there's no telling how many times, if I counted up the individual times I tried to get myself off sugar. It was terrible. But I finally made it, I'm happy to say. So the path isn't going to be linear. So when you find yourself zigzagging and faltering and going back and forth, that's how it is. So don't let that be a cause to quit altogether. Just know that that is the path for most people. And in fact, overnight change almost never lasts. You hear about people who just make the change overnight and they do really well for a long time and then they slip back. I've seen it countless times. It turns out the way to make permanent lasting change is by making small changes in thinking and behavior every day. So small changes could be any number of things, and that's kind of the subject of another video, but it could be something like adding one piece of fruit to your day for a week, but also making changes in your thinking, also the subject of another video. But instead of making big, huge overnight change, think about making small changes in thinking and behavior and every day. And at the end of the year, you're going to have big change, but it'll be change that you can maintain over time. So the next thing to remember is that you will have cravings on this path. And cravings, it's not a sign that something is wrong. It's just a part of the process. And that's why it was so hard for me to get off sugar, because I couldn't get past the cravings. I didn't have the tools for getting past the cravings. So the thing to remember about cravings is that they will pass whether you eat or not. Okay, the craving is going to pass whether you eat or not. And if you feed the craving, you keep it alive. But if you starve the craving, it will die off eventually. And that is what happened to me. I really honestly do not have cravings anymore. And it's so much better this way, I must say. I strongly prefer it. So you have to develop strategies, though, for dealing with these cravings. And there's all kinds of strategies. But I want you to be willing to use counterintuitive and even unorthodox strategies for overcoming cravings. For instance, some of these strategies are going to be cognitive. So one strategy that I have my clients use a lot and that they are always resistant to at first is to say I'm face to face with a triple layer chocolate cake and I really want this chocolate cake, or I'm thinking about some chocolate cake. I might say to myself, let me go for a walk around the block, and if I still want it, I can have it. Or how about if I wait just 15 minutes, and if I want it, I can still have it. I can have it. Or even better, I could tell myself, I think I'm going to stick to my food plan today, and if I want it tomorrow, I can have chocolate cake tomorrow. So this is a strategy I would love for y'all to play with, and let me know in the comments how it works for you. And this is something I want to devote a whole video to, actually, sometime in the near future, is this specific strategy of these counterintuitive strategies for overcoming cravings. So the third tip or thing to remember if you're trying to adopt a whole food plant-based diet, or just even improve your current diet, is to use fear and discomfort to your advantage. Most people, they hate it when they feel fearful or uncomfortable, but it's discomfort that motivated you to change to begin with. And it's discomfort that motivates every change. If you're 100% comfortable and happy, then why would you be motivated to change your diet, to eat more vegetables and fruits and beans and nuts and seeds and all that? So remember that the discomfort or fear of slipping back into your old eating habits, that's good. That is good fear to have, because it's very real. like a smoker who has quit smoking and fearful of starting smoking again. That's a very real thing that could happen. So use that fear to motivate you to take steps to shore yourself up. So when you start feeling fearful, I would say, what can you do in that moment to make sure you stay on the path, in moving in the right direction, even if it is a little jagged. So those are my tips. I hope they're helpful. And please let me know, and let me know what you'd like to hear about in the future videos. And I do hope y'all have a very happy new year. And I'll see you soon. Bye.